and I'm your host, Mustafa Gabal Job, and I'm here today again with Mr. Abdoul Tambadou, our favorite English coach and personal development coach. Good evening, Abdul.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Gabara.
Today we have something special for the listeners.
Yeah,
As you're going to give us a class on personal development.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We have talked about it a couple of times during the last shows,
yeah,
and as it's your forte, if I can say,
yeah.
um, can you introduce us to it?
Yeah, sure. I think we just going to help those who following us on the Facebook and those who listening to us on the air to help them with
Oh yeah, it's good to remind people that they can also watch the show
yeah,
on E-Radio's Facebook page.
yeah,
There's a link with
yeah,
a live feed. If you want to take part, you can ask questions, and
yeah.
we'll try to answer them.
Sure, sure. Yeah. So then we just going to start with the personal development classes, which is very important for anyone to understand that things because it is very good. It helps the person to improve in life. I think also anyone that who is here, you always want to improve in life. So it is important to know some certain things about personal development. So our today first class will base on the person, him or herself, which means that you know how to sleep well in order to have a good rest. Because sleeping well is very good for the person, not only for the mind and the heart, but also the body. Because the best way to have a rest and to be in a good mood all the time is when the mind is very having very good of rest. So you cannot have a good rest unless you sleep very well. So it is very important for anyone to have, to sleep very well in order to have a good rest. So that's the first things for the human personal development.
But sometimes in our culture, like resting or sleeping too much can be seen as maybe being lazy. So what you're saying is that sleeping is important for productivity.
Yes, it's important, but oversleeping is not good. So you have to manage your time. That's why God has created day and night. So day is for the activities and the night is for having a rest. So now it depends on people. Some people working during the night, others working during the day. However, what is important is to make sure that you sleep very well. For example, the doctor suggests that 8 hours is enough for sleep. So if the person working during the night, then it means that during the day, try to organize yourself to make sure that you will sleep 8 hours during the day. So if you're working during the day, and then make sure that during the night you will sleep enough. So the question is how to sleep well. Yeah, that's the question, how to sleep well. This is very important. So if the person is working during the night, make sure that during the night you will work very well. Don't cheat. Be focused. Do what you have to do. So that during the day, when you get home, you will be able to sleep well. But if you are not busy during the night, then during the day you will have problem to sleep. So the same things, those who working during the day, make sure to keep busy all the time during the day. Whether you are a student or a worker, just make sure that when you go to work or you go to school, make sure that you are working very hard and you are focused. You're not cheating. Because keeping busy help you, to be very tired. So that when you go to home, the only thing that you're going to do, if you are a Muslim, just praying, eating maybe, and go to bed. If you are not a Muslim, also what you're doing, you will just do it and go to bed. And when you go to bed, you will get sleep easily. But if during the day you were not doing nothing, you were cheating, you were not tired, then it will be difficult for you during the night. So now we are in the 21st century, which is very different from our grandfather's time. There is social media. Some people can even be in front of their small screens until midnight or 1 a.m. But it's all depend on the person, how you organize yourself. It's very important to know how you can organize yourself to be focused. So you said, this time, I will not get connected. You have to take your own responsibilities and focus on that things. And you say it as you said. You apply it. Because you are your own enemy. I don't believe enemies in life myself. To me, enemy is the illness. Sickness can be the enemy of a human. But apart from, illness, there is no one who is our enemy. Anything that happened to the person, it depends on you. You are your own enemy. So you have to fight, things that are not good for you.
And if I may interrupt,
Yeah.
you said things that are not good for you. We need to. I think that people need to also remember that these devices are made for us to stay longer on them. Facebook still doesn't have a dislike button because it only wants you to like on what you like so that you can stay longer on it. And when you get on it, it shows you things that you want. So you need that discipline that you were talking about
Yeah.
to know how to stay on it and
Yeah.
when to use it and when to turn it off. There's also the lights, the screens.
Yeah.
There are way more screens, so the lights excites your brain.
Yeah.
So when you go home, if till 11 you're still seeing the blue light, your brain is active.
Yeah,
It cannot go to
definitely.
sleep. So there's also like light blockers that change the light, but it's better to maybe take a time where you're no longer using your phone,
Yeah.
or else you're always on it. Your brain is staying active at the time where maybe if it was at our ancestors' time,
Yeah.
it would be the time where we would be with the family, getting together
Yeah.
and closing out the day. But here we're still active, still being our
Yeah.
brain is still being
It's still
excited.
inactive,
So
yeah.
so I think all those factors are things we need to do to prepare
Definitely.
to avoid to prepare our sleep.
Yeah, yeah, it's a big challenge. But people must understand one thing. The social media, those things haven't been created to control our life. It has been created so that we control our life. Because social media was created by people. So then you do not accept those things control your life. But try to manage your time to control those things. You are the one who take your money and buy the phone and buy the connection. So the connection and the phones should not lead you. You are the one who leading it. So then manage your time and try to see when and how you're using it. It's very important. So what you said is very true, but it depends on the person to understand that these things is just a tools, to get access to the world while sitting one place. But there is some certain times you don't need it. What you need is your mind to be satisfied by sleepiness. It's very important. That's why you see many people when they wake up early in the morning, they are in a good mood or good shape. Why? Because they did not sleep well during the night.
The brain didn't get to shut off.
Exactly. So that's why when they wake up, they go to their workplaces, they have problems with some people. Or they go to school, they're always angry, they're always fighting. It's nothing. It's just because they did not sleep well. The mind did not have time to rest. We all know that the heart and the mind is working 24 hours. But while sleeping, there is something that they call in conscious and subconscious. Because this is the time that your mind is transforming all the information that you got during the day from your conscious to the subconscious. So now the mind needs enough hours to work on it, because when it's transforming the information, it takes time. That's why the doctors, they suggest us 8 hours, because they know that 8 hours is really enough for the
Full
conscious
cycle.
to transform all the information to the subconscious. So now if you don't sleep 8 hours, you wake up while the conscious was working. So you cut the things. That's why some people have headache, others their body become very heavy. You see? And then when you wake up, you will not be in a good shape. You are lazy. It's because your mind did not get enough sleep. And this is a very big mistake. And another reason why that we have to organize and sleep well is that whenever someone gets sick and you go to the hospital, the first thing that the doctors is doing is to make sure that the patients will sleep well. They will give you some drugs that you can drink so that you can sleep, because they know that the best way and the easiest way to sleep well, to get healed, is to sleep. Because while sleeping, your body is having a rest. And while sleeping also, this is when really, you can feel yourself. You will get back to your weight. But if you sick, you are not sleeping, it's a problem. So then sleeping is very important. First of all, it is the sleeping first, because it is the only one that can help the person to be active, whether you're working during the day or during the night. If you don't sleep very well, you will always be in trouble with people, because you will not be happy.
You'll be how do you say it? Agitated,
Yes.
anxious,
Yes.
and a little
Yeah,
frustrated.
all time worrying, all time in a stress. And that's not good. It brings a stress to you. Even if Mr. Gabara talked to you just a little bit, you become angry. No. It's because your mind did not have time to have enough sleep. And that's a very big mistake. This is the first things for a personal development. The human, him or herself, to understand that really you need to be in a good mood all the time in order to do your job properly. Because if you are not in a good shape, you cannot do your job properly. Yeah, you cannot do it. And people that you are working with also, if you're supposed to work in team, that work will not work, because you will not do what you have to do. So then it's very important, to understand sleeping is very important for anyone. So now it depends on the person how you can do to organize yourself and focus on the things that are necessary. You do it. Don't waste your time. Yeah. And it's not an excuse saying that it's because of the social media or it's because of my phone. No.
Movies or
movies.
Yeah,
No.
that's all
And also, it's very important before going to bed all the time to do something good. Whether you watch a video that can make you happy, or talk to with someone that who can make you happy, whether you are a man, your lover, or something like that, or read a book that is very important. Because whenever you go to bed while sleeping, the first thing that your conscience is starting to work to transform to the subconscious, it is the last thing that you did during the day. The last thing that you did before going to the bed, it start transforming that things first. So then do good things before going to bed. It's very important. So if you don't do that, it will always be a problems. So those points are very important for anyone to understand it. And if you see also nowadays, our generation, many people become forgetful, is because we don't sleep well. Yes, we don't sleep well. But if you sleep well, the conscience has enough time to transform all the information to the subconscious. So things that you did during the day, you will not forget them. Things that you have learned as a student, you will not forget it. Because your mind has time to transform everything to the subconscious. So it will not be easy to be forgetful. That's why, getting back to in the past, people, they are not forgetful. Why? Because all these things that we're having nowadays, we used to not have those things.
You remembered phone numbers,
Exactly.
people's birthday, and all that. Yeah. Now the phone is doing everything for you.
Exactly, it's doing everything for you. So some other reasons also can be the fact that people are not sleeping very well and want to be act as a machine. No, it cannot be. It's impossible. There is a time that is for work and there is a time that is for having a rest.
I remember last year during the confinement, I was really happy because I had the best sleep in my life for forever.
I see what you mean.
When everybody was at home at 7 p.m. and by 9:10 you were already in your room
on the bed. Yeah,
on the bed, and you wanted to wake up. I personally wanted to wake up early.
Yeah,
like maybe it was 6, the end of the curfew, so to be sure that I could enjoy like most of the day.
I see.
And just resource myself, re-energize, and it was like it really brought back to my mind the importance of sleep. Because
I see.
Because like you said, like sometimes you think that sleep is a enemy of productivity.
Yeah.
When can be the opposite.
Yeah.
So I think everybody, the message today is like sleep more if you want to be more productive.
Yeah, true. It is. There is a saying that saying early to bed, early to rise, make a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. And this English saying is very true. Yeah, it is very true. Because when you go into bed early and you wake up early, you will be wise, of course. Because everything that you're learning, or every experience that you're passing through, the conscience will have enough time to transform them. So you will keep them in your mind. And then you will be a very positive person and a very wise person. And when you wake up early in the morning, you will be in a good mood that's saying everyone hello, everyone hi. And then when you go to school, you will be the first one to be ready. To start learning. If you are at work also, you will be the first one, to lead the lead. You see? So then, just to tell you that sleeping is very important. And a person, you cannot, work without having enough sleep. It is the sleepiness that can help you, the person, really to do everything that you do in your life, to do it properly and nicely.
Let's just remind our listeners on 90.3 E-Radio that if they have any questions, they can ask it on the Facebook Live for E-Radio Senegal. Yes, I think sleep is more than important, and everything that touches the brain is still very unknown to humans.
Yeah,
we don't know how it works, but we know it works. So it's just something we need to work on and improve, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's something that we need to work on and improve it. So whoever, try to do your best to really apply these things, and you manage your time, the time that you go into bed and the time that you're waking up, and you make sure that you're sleeping very well, you will see a lot of changement in your life. Yeah, in terms of the way you behaving in the society and the way you acting when you go to school or when you go to work.
We're just talking about the importance of not using your phone before going to bed, but there's also the importance of not using your phone as soon as you wake up.
Yeah.
and like take your time to set your day, to get into your day before getting caught up in the flux of social media and external output.
Yeah.
I think it's also very important for your self image and grounding yourself.
Definitely, it is very important. As I said in the middle, I said that the person, you have to understand that what is good for you, you do it, and what is not good for you, you leave it. Because in life, we all are limited with time, but we are not limited to become anyone that we want to become in life. So as we are limited with time, then do not accept the social media control your time and control your life. As you said, you wake up early in the morning, you have a lot of things to do that are better than looking at the social media things. Those are not bringing nothing to you. Of course, you need to have some information, but you can have it during the day, because the information just are on the social media 24 hours. So you will always have information. You don't need to worry about those things. What you need to worry is that this is the time that I have to go to bed. You go to bed. This is the time that I wake up, and when I wake up, what to do first, and you do that. Some people, maybe they pray. Some people, they drink a lot of water. Some people do a sport. But it's better than checking the social media. Or some people, they just wake up, they prepare themselves and try to hit to the school, or they try to go to work. And this is very good, actually, because this is life. So if you focus on those things, it can really help you to be well organized mentally and physically. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything more to add? I don't see any questions on the live feed right now.
Yeah. So anyway, actually, this is the first lesson that I want to let everyone to understand, that sleeping is very important, and any one of us have to make sure and understand that, to organize him or herself to get enough sleep during the night, or whether it's during the day, because we are once again in the 21st century. It's not like 20th century or 19th centuries. Nowadays, some people working during the night, some people working during the day. So whatever happened, you always can manage your time to get enough sleep. But oversleeping is not good.
How do you feel about naps? Because I love taking short naps. Like I call them power naps, like 10 to 20-minute naps during the day.
Yeah, it's good.
Real quick ones.
Yeah, sure. If you have time to have a nap, it's good, because you are helping yourself to to get back your strength, to get back your power, to be in a good mood. It's very important if you have the time to have a nap. It's very important, because you're still helping the mind, to have a rest, and that's good, because it is the mind which is working. People have to understand that whether you go to bed or not, the mind is always dreaming. The fact that during the day you're thinking, when I have this, I want to do this, I want to go there, I want to do this, I want to buy this, you are dreaming. You see? So when you go to bed also, the fact that also things that come into your mind also, you are dreaming. So you are dreaming 24 hours a day. Then, the mind is working all the time. The heart is working all the time. So the only things that can help you, the person, to get back things that you really belong to you, is to sleep. So then sleep when it's time to sleep. And also when you know that having a nap is very good for you and is important for you, do it. Because you are managing your time and understanding this point is good for me. So then do it. Yeah, because it is the one which can help you to be in a good mood, so that you can tackle your job in a very proper way.
You can take ownership of your day.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to give excuses. There are always like things that are more how do you say it again, more enjoyable than maybe going to sleep. You might want to go out and hang out with some friends, or watch a movie.
Yeah.
But if you know that sleeping is what's going to help you be better at your job, get your goals done, I think it's your own responsibility to take care of that sleep.
Definitely.
And with the modern life, there's always things that are exciting the brain: music, telephone, tablets, screens, and sometimes I think you need to reduce the flux of input in your brain.
Yeah.
And that's also a healthy way of approaching shutting down and going to sleep. Because
definitely.
The flow of energy is just way too there's way too much energy.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this was dear listeners, this was the first part of our show for today. And with the second part, we wanted to talk about the situation going on that was going on this week at the Université UCAD, where we had violence and people destroying the restaurant over the election of the amical of the students from the Faculty of Law. This is not the first time we're seeing violence at the university. It's actually something that's recurring several times a year now, and to me, it's just really striking when I go past the university and I see police cars that are parked there the whole time. Like anytime you go during the year, now you have at the roundabout with the statue of Sheikh Anta Diop.
Yeah.
You have a police car that's stationed there to prevent riots, violence, which some are not even political or how do you say it? To get a couple of months ago, it was just groups of ethnic groups.
Yeah, that has a fighting there.
That had fighting.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just it hurts me. It pains me to know that Université Cheikh Anta Diop is no longer a temple for knowledge, but it's becoming the level of awareness of the students who are supposed to be the leaders of tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's as if it keeps sinking over and over.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that situation?
Bad, very bad. But I just want to remind students that who are at the university. First of all, the school is named after Sheikh Anta Diop, a Senegalese man who is historian and politicians, was born December 29 in 1923 in Chahitu and died February 7th, 1986 in Dakar. So that person was a wise person, and everyone recognized him in the world because of his level of studying and his intellectuality and the way he was doing things. And the Senegalese government decided to name him after that school. It is not that by random that they did that. They know why they did it. So the students who are there at the university, they have to see their attitude. They must take example from that man. That man did not waste time doing bad things. He spent all his life doing researches and doing good things. That's why they named him after the school. So those students who are there, they have to understand that this is not a place where to bring violence, because violence brings violence. They have to understand this is a place to study. You see, it's very important for the student to understand this is the first things as a student.
As they say, violence is the lowest form of self-expression.
Yes, it is. It is. And as a student also, they have to understand, you know, the meaning of being a student is mean that the S is searching. You see? And the T is teaching. Teaching who? Those who are in high school. You have to have a good behavior so that you teach them through your actions. You see? So the U is uniting. You have to unite people that who are there. It's very important because you are an example. You see, and then the D is developing. You have to develop to where you are by knowledge. You see what I mean? And then the E is engagement. Yeah, because you left somewhere and you come there. You have to be 100% engaged in what you are doing, which is the studying. You see? So then student, I was the E.
N.
And then the N is nationalism. You must be patriotism. It's patriotism, it's nationalism. The university is belong to all the Senegalese people. It doesn't belong to anyone. So then we have to take care of it, not to destroy things, because it's not there for only us. We have to go and other people come. You see? And then we have what?
T.
The T, again, is the tolerance. Yeah, whether they are doing election or they are doing whatever, they have to tolerate, because they will not be there forever. It's just for a short of time, and then you finish it and then you go away. So those are very important things for the student to understand, because you were saying that, you know, they are leaders. Mr. Gabra, you're definitely right, because today's students are tomorrow's leaders, and today's leaders are tomorrow's leaders' advisors. So they have to understand that today they are students, but they are the one who are going to be the leaders in the country. Some of them might be directors somewhere, some of them might be presidents or maybe ministers. Whatever they might happen in the future is good, but they have to understand that they are leaders. And a leader should not bring violence in where you are. A leader should unite people should bring solutions, should try to develop in where you are. Because if you cannot develop where you are, it means that you will not be able to develop anywhere. So it is very important for the student to understand that they are not young, they are mature enough, they have knowledge, they are intellectual. That's why they are at the university, which is the higher education. They no longer children. They should not act like child. No, that's not good. It's not good for those who coming, and it's not good for the image of the country. And each of us is an ambassador for the country. We have to show positive side of the country. It's very important for all of us to understand that things, especially a student at the secondary job university, to make sure that these kind of things not happen again there.
Yeah, it should. A couple of months ago, I think the security went around the rooms and brought out so many weapons, and it was just striking to know that there are students living there, or maybe people living there, who are exacting violence over other citizen.
Yeah.
As in, to me, like when you go to university, you're supposed to know to cut yourself away maybe from what you knew,
Yeah.
like in your house, in your community, and learn something more to be a better citizen in the future. And to know that there are people going there and just being degrading. I mean, degrading their personality and becoming bad people, I want to say.
I see what you mean.
And hopefully things are going to change. But do you think that maybe the university has lost maybe its role in the society, as in even the level of students? I think it's going down. If you go there and you interview some people, sometimes they even have a hard time speaking in French, and they're studying French, you know, for the third, fourth year.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And when I hear my uncles or the older generation talk about the university, or even when I was a kid, when someone was from the university, you were like, they say John, you know, you were like, you know, and now we kind of lost that admiration for people coming from that university.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, the university hasn't lost its own value, but people who are there are the one who have lost their values, because most of the students who go in there, they don't know why they are there, and they do not know the importance of the university. That's why I start by saying that people to remember that the school was named in an intellectual person who was, I mean,
who changed the world of science or archaeology, because if it's rocks, if it's artifacts, everything is dated through the process made by Sheikh Anta Diop.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gabara. It's good to know that thing. So if you know that, you know, why you are there are some certain things you will not take part of it, because you have objective, you know why you are here, and then you will always focus on what you are doing. So it's very important for the student to know that things. There is nothing wrong at the university. It is students who are there are the one who do not know their duties. So then better know your duties than being told to do so, or better do your duties than being told to do so. It's very important to know why you are a student and why also you are at the university. So if you know those things, there are some certain things, to be honest, you will never ever do it while staying at the university.
Thank you, Abdul. I think this is a wrap. It's almost time to give the air back.
Yeah.
And it was very good conversation. Once again, it was really short. I think we're going to have a student here to tell us maybe about the university. And if there are any students from the Sheikh Anta Diop University listening to us right now, just reach out to us, and maybe we can have you here next week and talk about the whole situation down there.
Sure.
Yeah. Dear listeners, thank you for staying with us during this short time where it was E-Moment. I was your host, Mustafa Gabal Diop, and this is Abdoul Tambadou.
Yeah.
And we hope that